Disney has quietly unnamed Boba Fett ship Slave 1, now instead just calling it Boba Fett Starship or Boba Fett Starfighter in upcoming and current merchandising. There has been no official statement about why they have done such a silly thing, but let's talk about it. This is Exasperator Explains. The reason seems fairly obvious. It has the word slave in it, and that's just too offensive and too loaded a term to keep out there anymore, regardless of the reason. I've never heard one person complain about the name being offensive, so I'm guessing with Slave 1 showing up in The Mandalorian and presumably in the upcoming Book of Boba Fett, it is in a very prominent role, and they feel a bit awkward putting that in all the sweet merchandise. Thankfully, the ships Slave 2 through Slave 4 are all in Legends now, and they won't get quickly confused by calling them Boba Fett's second Starship, third Starship, etc. And though the ship was never named in the film appearances or in The Mandalorian, it has been named in Clone Wars.
Bosk, fire up Slave 1.
The name's origins also had ties in with the story and character, in what was previously canon, but now just part of Star Wars Legends. Jango Fett named the ship Slave 1 after escaping slavery, killing his captors and bestowing the name as a reminder of where he came from. You know how some people have the last name Freeman? It's the same principle. Also, the Fetts could pilot it remotely from their gauntlets, controlling it as a master and slave system in the IT sense. But we can't have that because even though the origins are tied with its operation and history of the characters, it is still offensive. But come on, the sequel trilogy is still canon. I find parts of that quite offensive. And this isn't the first slave label Disney has removed. The metal bikini that Leia was forced to wear by Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi was long known as the Slave Leia outfit. Because, I don't know, maybe because she was a slave? Jabba forced her to wear against her will, but now they call it the Huttslayer outfit. Like she was just going through her wardrobe and thought, yes, this is the perfect outfit to kill Jabba. Right alongside Leia in Hoth gear or Leia in indoor gear. Here she wears something warm for the cold, and there she wears camo for infiltration. It'd be like calling indoor gear Ewok meeting gear, because that happened while she was wearing it. Slavery exists in the Star Wars universe, along with a slew of other terrible, bad things. The story is the struggle of good and evil. You see death, dismemberment, lots of dismemberment. Literal planets explode, killing billions or trillions of people, but you can't call something slave because that's a bridge too far. Still not as bad as slavery. By removing slave from Leia, aren't you denying her struggle and experience? Sorry, Disney doesn't like it.
Themselves. I don't like that word. Yes word.
Sorry, the prisoners with jobs have armed themselves.
Okay, that's better.
And in reality, with the prequel trilogy, the aspect of Leia as a slave is even more important. After all, Anakin was a slave in The Phantom Menace.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
In Return of the Jedi, Luke sees slavery, he sees darkness, he sees his connection to that darkness, and appears dressed all in black throughout the film, making it seem that he could fall to the dark side. But brush all that aside, because we don't want to talk about something like slavery. Personally, I can't wait for the new edit to The Phantom Menace on Disney+.
Prisoner with a job.
One actor has even come out and saying that he will still always refer to it as Slave 1. I think a lot of the fans just hate this kind of change just for change's sake because they're worried about someone coming back and being offended by something that's been canon for years. But what do you think about this change? Is it an overreaction by Disney and Star Wars, or do you think it's justified? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. Bye.